Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the reality recap. I'm your host, Queen E, and my hair is officially fully transitioned. Yeah, thank you guys for understanding. So this week, we're going to get more into Beyond the Villa. I feel like, well, you guys really liked that previous episode, so I think it's really, striking a chord. Is that the term? For some people, I think that it's revving up a little bit more for me. Episode 4 seems like there's going to be some real topics to get into. So I'm excited for that. But we're going to talk about episode 3 today. And we're also going to touch on the cast of Perfect Match. If you did not know, Perfect Match comes out August. Ooh, do I know? I think it's August 1st. It is a Friday. So I don't know how many episodes I'll be able to watch all in that day, but we're definitely going to talk the Perfect Match on this platform. So please stay tuned for that. And the best way to do that is to like, comment, share, subscribe, be in the know, be part of the community. Follow us on Instagram, Reality Recap Pod, and find an ad-free version on Apple Podcasts with the subscriptions. Guys, I was scrolling my TikTok and I saw my girl Cash. If you know me, you know I loved watching Cash on season 3. So she was on a podcast with Zeta. It looks like it's Zeta's podcast. I didn't know she had one, but kudos to her. And they were talking about how they were actually approached to be on Beyond the Villa. I thought Beyond the Villa was something that they were only going to do with season 6. Now to find out that there were other seasons they were also thinking of bringing into the fold, I'm annoyed. There are so many other storylines that I'm also intrigued in seeing develop on screen. Not to say that season 6, I don't care for any of those storylines, but there are just some other stories I would have loved to hear more about, especially because it seems like outside of season 6, once Love Island is done with you, they're kind of done with you. We don't really see those people anymore. So both Zeta and Cash said that they were in the process all the way up until that Love Island party that we actually saw in the first episode. And that's the day that they were told they're no longer going to be on the show. You can see them in the episode, they are there at the party, but that's when they were told. I'm now curious to know who else was supposed to be on Beyond the Villa that was dropped last minute. I feel like Johnny would be a good shout because we saw him on his season, which was very hectic. And then we saw him on Games and the reconciliation with Selly. And then we saw this whole baby mama thing develop online. So yeah, I want some backstory on that. What was that, Johnny? What happened there? Who are some other people who I'd love to see more from? The engaged couple. I mean, that makes sense. Hannah and Marco. I think that's an easy choice. Ooh. I mean, if you're going to have Zeta, you might as well have Timmy. And if you're going to have Cash, should they have Cinco too? But Cinco be out here. Cinco was on Pop the Balloon. Cinco, maybe not Cinco. But yeah, my point is it would have been nice to see other people than just season 6. Maybe if they're going to do Beyond the Villa season 2, number 1, can we get a different production company? I'm so sorry. I don't know what this company is doing. I don't know who they are. Are they the Love Island people? Because something is a bit choppy with the way that the story is being told. It feels very contrived as well. I don't know. I'm not quite feeling it, but it's nice to get a little bit more insight on what is going on with the Islanders that a lot of people know and love and fell in love with last year. So this episode starts, it picks up where we left off with Liv and Kaylor having their intervention orchestrated by Janae. And I'm hesitant to say this because I know how people feel about Janae, right? I didn't like how this intervention was done. I mean, first and foremost, I don't like interventions to begin with. But on top of that too, it felt as if she brought them together and then was like, oh, I'm going to remove myself. Let me eat this banana. Let me do that. But they are real friends going through a real issue. If you are going to be a mediator of sorts, can you try to mediate? Can we try to actually get to a resolve? I also think if you are going to have a mediator or if you are going to hold an intervention, maybe be good at conflict resolution yourself. And we've seen that Janae is still struggling with the Connor situation. I'm not saying that they have to be friends, but the way that she's still harboring this much resentment for this man and it still bothers her this much, it's like, I don't know, maybe somebody else would have been good. The two ladies are still airing their grievances, but they basically agree to disagree and they're just going to squash the beef for now. They both say that they are choosing to move on, but the hurt is still there. That's why I also think it would have been better to have a different partner. Oh my gosh, it would have been better to have a different party holding the intervention. Maybe somebody who could help like bring some perspective to either side, and also somebody who's able to like allow the girls to express what is at the root issue of the hurt that I'm feeling. It can't be about a camera. It can't be about makeup. It can't be like these, surface things. It's probably feeling like your friend no longer considers you, feeling like you're out here like all alone and this bond that you built is not like standing the test of time and you just miss your friend so badly. Probably because both women had the vision of being like, we're going to have our hot girl summer. And then Liv gets in a relationship and then Kaylor probably feels like left out and stuff like that. Like we know these are the feelings that both women have, but they aren't necessarily expressing that. It's more so, well, you did this and you did that, but why did they do that? And why did those actions hurt you? That to me would have been a better resolve, but they're choosing to move on. And so are we. Then we have Connor, who is having a surf day with Aaron and Aaron's brother, who's in LA for the week. And basically he's like, oh, those other friendships, I feel like they're all influencer friendships and they're not genuine. Now, I think it's rich, especially considering there was a point in the episode where they added clips of everybody doing influencer type content. So it's kind of exposing the fact that you are also trying to be an influencer. I think that if he was widely received in the same way that some of the other Islanders were widely received, his stance would be a little bit different. Let's be honest about that. But I don't think he's wrong. I think, at least in the way that the show is portraying these friendships, they do feel contrived. They do feel surface level. They don't feel like deep friendships. He was saying, oh, if you were real friends, like you would be hanging out in this space and that space or whatever. And I'm like, but you're on television. You came, put a mic on, sat at the beach with another Islander and their sibling. Like you could say the same things about Connor, but fine. Apparently he invited, he did invite Kenny to the surfing little friends date that they were having. And Kenny's stance is like, listen, you're at odds with my girl right now. I don't feel like I can be chummy with you. And that to me makes sense. I don't get why Connor doesn't understand that. Connor feels like Kenny shut him down because of Janae. And if that's the case, okay, like they're in a relationship. They have to look out for what they got going on before you. Let's be honest. Kenny and Connor weren't super close at all. If they were close friends and then a girl came in and kind of messed up the dynamic, maybe I could understand. But his loyalty is to Janae first and foremost, especially if they're trying to see if they are going to be like a married couple or whatnot. Yeah, he's going to choose peace in his home over surfing at the beach. Let's be so for real about that. I also think that Kenny could maybe put his foot down a bit more regarding Connor. Like, hey, until you resolve things with Janae, I just don't think it makes sense for us to be hanging out. I have no qualms with you. It's no beef. That's just the stance that I'm taking. So that Connor can stop bringing up Janae, because honestly, it's tired from both sides. So anyways, Kenny is on a hike with Miguel and they're both talking about moving in with their partners. Miguel says, honestly, we basically live together already, but I am looking into moving in with her and for us to be closer to her family so that she can have family and also still have her animals around and stuff like that. I think that that's cute. And also these people got money. Because does her family live in Calabasas or something? I think she lives in the valleys. LA is no joke. And they both have apartments in LA and they're living separately. I don't know if production is paying for his, but wow. Y'all are breaded up. Love that for you. So yeah, I think that these two are just having a really good relationship. Honestly, it seems like the biggest hurdle right now they're experiencing is Leah's health issues. She's noticed some lumps on her arm and she wanted to see a radiologist to examine further what that could be. She's somebody who worries a lot. And so she's thinking, could it be cancerous? We're obviously hoping that it's benign. I would assume that it is. Otherwise we may have heard about it. I didn't hear about it. but I'm also not, dialed into season 6, so that could be me. Yeah, that's a scary one, honestly. Not too long ago, my boyfriend actually found a lump in my own arm and he started freaking out. I'm a kind of person who's just like, hey man, my reality is my reality. Like, I'm just not going to spiral about something that's already happening. I'm more so like a doomsday person. I'm more like a what if. But if something's like happening already, I'm just not going to spiral about it. I'll just accept my destiny. Like, I'm that kind of person. So yeah, it sucks to see that Leah is letting this consume her mind, but it is completely understandable. Obviously we're hoping that it's something benign, or it's just nothing to worry about. But then we have Kenny, who says that he didn't want to live in the same apartment as Janae because he's a person who loves his own space, right? And on top of that too, he feels like moving in together tends to ruin relationships. And I'm thinking, again, like I said in the last podcast episode, if the idea of marriage and the idea of being together seems to be such a contentious topic, maybe then the answer is let's not do that. I don't know. That's just my thought. I also don't think that it would cause too much harm to be together for the summer. It's not like you're moving in together permanently. You're experimenting for however long summer is for these guys. Like 2 months, 3 months, whatever. Like, if you cannot get it together within that time, then I don't know. I don't know what the resolve would be. And also, they lived together already, so you kind of have a gauge on how it would go. Was it not great for Kenny? I understand liking your space, but that's where like friends come in, or having like a spare room comes in. I don't think it should be as big of a deal as Kenny's kind of making it. And that might mean that there's a bigger issue under the surface, but we'll see if they dive into that. Then we have Aaron, who opens up about how hard it has been since leaving the show. He got a lot of vitriol online, of course, because of the way that he acted, and also because of Kaylor's reaction at the reunion. He says that he and his mom were just so distraught at how he got a lot of hate, how she got a lot of hate, which to me is crazy. But we get some insight on what that argument before the reunion was about. Basically, Aaron says that he and his parents had a divorce, and it created a stronger bond between him and his mother. However, he then developed commitment issues and stuff like that. It really was prevalent when he was in college, I think he said, and it's something that he's still working through, right? When he and Kaylor had a bust up, we're not quite sure what stemmed it, but he does say that the tone in their relationship changed when Liv re-entered the equation, right? And so in this argument, Kaylor decided to throw in his face the fact that his parents' divorce caused him to have commitment issues, which is so unsavory. That is not the time, Kaylor. Not at all. I will be devil's advocate. I'll talk about Kaylor in a second. From Aaron's perspective, I can see how much it feels like a violation to open up to somebody in a way where you're like, this feels like my safe space. I feel like I can be vulnerable with them. And then having that thrown in your face whenever it's convenient for them, that is sick. That is not it at all. Playing devil's advocate, I don't agree with this, but I could see maybe why Kaylor's mindset went there. If I'm with somebody who has expressed to me, I struggle with this thing, and now I'm seeing this thing show up in our relationship, I might feel like, hey, let me point this out because this is an example of what you told me that you struggle with. Now, in an argument, using it as ammo is not right at all. I can understand why she felt like pointing it out, but girl, time and place, okay? Time and place. So it seems like from then, Aaron and Liv have had like a rough relationship. In this episode, we do see her trying to form a better bond with him, and he does seem receptive. So we'll explore that a little bit further. Kaylor is out to lunch with, it was Kendall, her friend Kaylee, his friends that he made sometime somewhere. And apparently these friends manage Caleb, the guy that Kaylor is seeing. Or at least she thought she was seeing him, because when they all went to Stagecoach, apparently he was treating her like a stranger. And so after the fact, she was messaging him and he's like, yo, you're not my girl. So she's like, okay, cool. I'm going to fall back. This man is then gonna like message her as if she's the booty call, and she said, no, we're not doing that. Absolutely not. Mind you, Kendall is aware of this. Kendall then invites this guy, Caleb, to lunch, knowing that Kaylor feels a way about him. Kendall, you're not giving a good friend. Not at all. Because in the previous episode, we saw Kaylor, was it in the previous episode or episode 1? The point is, we saw Kaylor and Liv being at odds with each other. And instead of trying to help them resolve, Kendall was collecting information and giving it back to Janae and whoever else Janae was sitting with. So Kendall does not seem like somebody who you'd want to confide in. Not in the slightest. So this guy, Caleb, is there. And Kaylor, he says she has something on her face. And Kaylor's like, oh, can you get it for me? But then she's in the confessional talking about, oh, why does he want to get something off my face? Like, oh, be so for real. As if we didn't just see you. Ask the Kaylor. Okay. Kaylor, I feel like, is one of those people who struggles to cut people off. That clean break is just not her strong suit. And it seems like with Caleb, she's holding on to something. I'm not quite sure what it is. But based on the teaser for the next episode, she might have connected with another guy also at Stagecoach who might be also connected with Caleb. Baby girl, leave this influencer circle. Find you a different influencer circle if you really want to be with an influencer. It's not benefiting you at all. Fast forwarding to Serena, she is having a panic attack, basically, because she has to meet Milo. Well, I think she's already met Milo, but because Cordell is going to be gone for a month, he'll be in Atlanta shooting something. He needs a cat sitter, and it seems like Serena volunteered. She was like, listen, if we're going to be together, I'm going to have to get along with your cat anyway, so let me just start from now. It didn't go well. And honestly, I cannot blame her. I am not an animal person at all. It took me a year to get used to my brother's dog. And he was never really an animal person too much either. I think it's because he's married now, you know. But yeah, it took me a long time. And even now, sometimes like Ellie will do things and I'm like, whoa, not too much. Okay. Not too much. I'm really not an animal person at all. So I understand Serena when she's like, yo, the way that cats move. And then when the cat was jumping up, I would have skedaddled as well. She said, put that cat back in the box, please. Put the cat back in the backpack. I cannot do it. But she did try, which is good. That meeting was very short. So I'm just like, dang, like how much time is Cordell taking away from Serena? I would be a little bit frustrated too. We don't really see them spend too much time together unless they're at a function. I wonder if that's designed by the show, if that actually is indicative of how busy Cordell is. I just have questions. That's all. At the end of the episode, we see Liv throw a housewarming party. I'm led to assume that this is going to be her permanent apartment then, because everybody else has apartments, but it doesn't seem like they're doing housewarmings. And her apartment is in a different building compared to Kaylor, Kenny, and Janae, who are all living in the same building. So I'm assuming that Liv is there permanently. Anyways, at this housewarming party, we have Janae and Kenny who show up. You know, they look... Janae! One thing you can never say about that girl is that her body don't bang. That body is banging. Get it, Janae. Wow, the girl is too fine. But basically, they discovered that Kendall invited Caleb again. And it's not even whether or not Kaylor was going to be there. Liv is now trying to be on good terms with Kaylor, and Kendall knows that. I'm sorry, there's so many K names. My brain is short-circuiting. Kendall knows that. So to put Liv in a compromising situation and then to find out that Kaylor is still going to come to this housewarming party, not knowing that Caleb is going to be there, like, Kendall, come on. Kendall does not seem like a good friend. Like, you're here to be mixy? We don't want that. We eventually see Kendall and Liv go up to Kaylor and to say, hey, by the way, Kendall invited Kendall invited Caleb, but he's not coming anymore. And so Kaylor is happy about that. I'm also glad that Liv made Kendall apologize for it. She made him be accountable for it. But I think she also could have said something beforehand because she knew before the party that Kendall had made the invite. Like, I don't know. We also do see Liv try to be on good terms with Aaron. I think that it's still kind of awkward between them, but Aaron does say, you know what? I resonate with being alone in a new place. And so if she needs a community, I'm going to be there for her. And then we also see Kenny talk about how much he's struggling with being an influencer. He was mentally stimulated by the job that he had. I think he said he was working in tech sales and marketing. And now being an influencer, he's like, it sounds to me like he's bored. Not much to do being an influencer except people just following your life. If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw Janae doing like YouTube videos. It doesn't look like he's doing many YouTube videos. Aaron is also doing YouTube videos, but he's still trying to stay off from like other forms of social media. And he says that it's been very good for him. So happy about that. I don't know, maybe Kenny needs to go back into traditional work because that mental stimulation is real. And also the uncertainty of being an influencer, completely understand. I'm not even an influencer, but being a content creator and that uncertainty of like, am I going to have longevity on this platform? Am I investing my money correctly? All that stuff. It is such a risk. So I completely understand. He's not the only person struggling with this new lifestyle. Kaylor says that she is as well. She feels like being a small town girl was the better life for her. And Aaron does agree. These two have some kind of energy going on between them. And I'm like, wait a damn minute. Okay. Because number one, this proves that Kaylor, you weren't slick by trying to invite this man back to your crib 2 episodes ago. But also, I don't know about you guys. If I was embarrassed the way that Aaron embarrassed homegirl, you're never seeing me again. They have to because of contractual obligations, but I'm not going to be fraternizing with you as if like, oh, couldn't we, will they, won't they? No, they won't. They never will. That's just me. I think that Kaylor is definitely playing with fire. It seems like things aren't completely closed off with Caleb. Now you're flirting with Aaron, and apparently you've met another guy from Stagecoach. Granted, she did want to have a hot girl summer, but this is a messy girl summer. I don't know if this, you gonna get burnt, girl. This is not the hot girl summer that you wanted to experience, but hey, we'll see what happens in the next episode. I feel like we're gonna get a little bit more like meat in that episode. We're gonna hear more about Leah's health concerns. I feel like we're gonna finally get into Serena talking about her separation anxiety. And when does Nicole come? I want to know when Nicole comes because that's a storyline I really want to get into. I'm so intrigued to see how Nicole has been doing since that whole debacle from last year. But like I said, we are going to also talk about the cast of Perfect Match season 3. I'm now regretting not watching season 2. Will I have time to binge it? No, I won't. There's no way. But season 1, I feel like it was okay until Bartise came. Oh my gosh. At least this season, I don't think there's anybody that gives me like a bad feeling. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of intrigued to see everybody on this version or this season, sorry. So we're going to start with the men. We have Carrington. He is from Love Island season 2 and Love Island Games season 1. About him, with so much time in the Love Island villa, he lasted all 40 days and came in 4th place in season 2. It's no surprise Carrington's biggest turn on is tan lines. Oh, is it? That's so specific. Your biggest turn on is tan lines. So what happens in the winter? Like, what's going on? Imagine being like, oh girl, you're so fine. You're so hot. And the tan fades and it's like, oh, I'm over it now. Carrington, come on. Luckily, that's me joking, guys. Lucky for him, Perfect Match will bring more sunny skies and plenty of gorgeous singles to bask in those rays. All he has to do is make sure he sticks around long enough to enjoy the view. Carrington's strategy entering the competition is simple. Get in the house. Once he's coupled up and booked in a room, he plans to stay put. I honestly don't see Carrington being too unsuccessful. I think that he's quite a charming guy. So yeah, I think that he can make a strong connection over there. Then next we have Cody. Cody is from Temptation Island season 1. Oh, okay. I was going to have like a malfunction just now. I was like season 1, like way back in 2000. Okay. By season 1, they mean Netflix's season 1. I don't like that. There were previous seasons of Temptation Island, good seasons too. But anyways, Cody's from season 1. About him, Cody calls himself a Southern sweetheart, but don't let the label fool you. Sure, he's genuine and loyal at heart, but when it comes to romance, Cody warns that he gets fiery. What that mean? Sounds like you're going to be some trouble. Fiery? I don't like that. In this competition, he'll try to attract a fellow single to that flame. So you can burn me? What do I look like? Kaylor? Please. His looks and adventurous nature were certainly hot enough to turn more than a few heads on Temptation Island, but in this game, could a consistent blaze burn for Cody? It all starts with a strike of the perfect match. Oh, I see what y'all did there. Is Cody the one that was with the girl? She was blonde. And she was like, not Ashley, because I feel like Ashley was with the guy who cheated on the show. Was she the girl who had the home and was like, oh, I feel like basically I'm his mother? I feel like that's who Cody was connecting with. But anyways, moving on. Then we have Clayton. Clayton is moving around on these shows because Clayton was on The Bachelor season 18. He was on The Bachelorette season 18, The Bachelor season 26. Don't get me wrong, the man is cute and all, but it comes to a point, it gets to a point, Clayton. Claiming to be too honest for his own good. Sounds like you're the problem. Clayton freely admits he has a tendency to go off on tangents, or as he puts it, he just loves giving TED Talks. Still, this former bachelor admits he's the last person who should be offering dating advice, as evidenced by his many brutal breakups, including his past relationship with Rachel, another single entering the So I didn't watch Clayton's season. That'll be interesting. Maybe I'll do like a YouTube video that'll give me the quick rundown, and then if I get the rundown, I'll give y'all the rundown if y'all don't know about him either. Perhaps Clayton can uncouple from his inner self-saboteur and stop overthinking so he can find the soulmate he's been searching for. Plus, when it comes to dating, Clayton knows he still has much to learn. Luckily, Perfect Match is a masterclass in finding the one. Is it? Did anybody from season 1 last? Or season 2? Season 3, yeah, we do know that there's now like a marriage on the horizon and a child being formed, but okay. Next, we have Daniel. I remember him from Dated and Related. Yep, Dated and Related season 1. Honestly, I think that show had potential, but what was wrong? I didn't mind the host. The host was Melinda, who was from Too Hot to Handle. Yeah, maybe they just needed a different host for me. I didn't mind her, but I wanted somebody who would be different. Anyways, as a self-professed certified lover boy, oh Lord, here we go. I'm sorry. All the boys who I see, I'm a certified lover boy. I was going to say something from the Kendrick Lamar song. That's not what I mean. You are a certified player. Like, you're about to come and waste somebody's time. Anyways, Daniel knows he's putting himself at serious risk of falling hard for his single housemates on Perfect Match. He's nonetheless open to whatever happens in the villa because he's ready to take risks, trust his intuition, and be confident. This time, however, the Dated and Related star won't have his sister by his side. While it might be nice to have her support in this competition, at least playing protector won't take priority over his own search for love. That's real. And maybe these dates will be slightly less awkward without any sibling interference. Then we have Freddie. Boy, I have some thoughts about Freddie, okay? Number 1, Freddie is fine as all get out. We know this man is so cute, okay? When I was reviewing Love is Blind UK season 1, I went on a live and I talked about how Freddie is going to be on another reality TV in the same way that all of these people come on reality TV to keep being influencers, to keep being relevant. They want to be reality stars. Let's be so for real. A lot of them. Rarely do we get people who are like, I don't want anything to do with this life. I'm completely done. That is so rare. People crucify me. Oh, you just don't know Freddie. Freddie is a genuine man. He would never subject himself to being on another trashy reality TV show. And what we know about The Perfect Match is that it is filmed way in advance. So everybody was saying that, well, this man had already done The Perfect Match. Anyways, funeral director Freddie is ready to bring his dating life back from the great beyond after struggling with romance across the pond. He turned down his former fiance at the altar on Love is Blind UK, and since then, she's moved on. And has she? Because I saw a TikTok not too long ago where homegirl is still talking about Freddie. She might have moved on with a person, but has she moved on mentally? I'm not quite sure. She's moved on, and now he's hoping to do the same on Perfect Match. Love wasn't blind for me, he says. Maybe I'll find it here. We'll see if this mix and match format will suit sensitive Freddie, whose biggest turn off is watching a woman he's interested in being too flirtatious with other guys. That's real. Next is Jalen. I'm unfamiliar with this man, but he was on Too Hot to Handle season 6. They're already on 6 seasons? I remember reviewing season 1, but wow. Yo, time flies. Baby, he's a giver. Jalen says his exes would describe him as dedicated and giving, and he can't wait to step up for the beautiful women in the house on The Perfect Match. Now, will your exes say the same about you? If an ex was to come out, would they say he's a giver? You can say that they would say that, but would they say that for real? I don't know, Jalen. I don't know. While in the villa, he hopes to meet someone who matches his hardworking, confident, and caring vibe because according to Jalen, his perfect partner is family-oriented and always working to be their best self. His diligence and strong attraction to athletic women could take him far in his challenge-filled dating, in this challenge-filled dating competition. I forgot JR was on this Okay. The same way I felt about Bartiz, that's how I feel about JR. I completely forgot JR was on here. Oh, here we go. JR from The Ultimatum, season 3. After the pressure cooker of The Ultimatum, newly single JR is looking forward to being able to date freely on the sandy shore. Not on the sandy shores of Perfect Match. I see what y'all did there. Y'all are not slick. Oh my goodness. But hey, even the best laid plans go awry. JR's former Ultimatum trial wife, Sandy, also happens to be shacking up in the villa, which means he's entering the competition with baggage. But with a weakness for accents, JR seems to have his sights set on NRU singles. What's NRU? I don't know what that means. Singles from around the globe, especially if they're keen on matching with a tall, athletic, and flirty American. Is it just me, or is this giving Passport Bro? Isn't it giving Passport Bro? Oh, the American girls no longer do it for me. I'm a sucker for an accent. I need somebody abroad. Why? You scour the whole country? Not to say you can't be with somebody international. I am. But to make that a deliberate pursuit, it gives Passport Bro. Anyway, sorry. I'm so sorry. That was a natural reaction, and that was very unbecoming of me. I'm so sorry. Next, we have Louis. I'm so sorry, Louis. I don't know why I reacted that way. Louis is from Too Hot to Handle season 5 and 6 and Battle Camp season 1. Mind you, I did not watch Louis, so I don't know why I reacted that way. I just know the drama that Louis gets into on social media. That's about it. The man, the myth, the menace is back. Okay, so it's true then. So my feelings are valid. My feelings that I didn't actually feel, that I felt. On Too Hot to Handle, Louis was known for letting his flirtatious ways get him into trouble, breaking Lana's rules at every turn. But he proved he could be a serious competitor in Battle Camp while also making time to strike up a romance. I'm glad I got the opportunity because it really allowed me to show myself in a different form, he says. Now Louis must use his head, heart, and whatever other body parts he sees fit. Nope, let's just stick with head and heart. And by head, we mean the head on your neck. This one. Okay. uh whatever parts he sees fit to win a perfect match and find long-lasting love. I think it's so funny too how obviously we know that this is a competition, and even the bios make it clear like, oh, what will this person's strategy be? How are they going to win the show? Whatever. But then we're also trying to say that they'll probably find long-lasting love. It is obviously possible, but once you put competition into the mix, it is harder to buy into whatever love connections are made, you know? That's why I love Love is Blind. There is no money at the end of it. You might get your stipend from being on the show, but there's no prize pot. Anyways, and a warning to the other guys in the villa, Louis won't hesitate to take your gal should the opportunity present itself. Of course, we have Ollie. Can I just say there's a lot of black men on this season? That's interesting. Okay. Ollie from Love is Blind UK season 1. After his Love is Blind UK journey ended with a breakup at the altar, Ollie is ready for his next chapter of his love story. As for who will help him turn the page, he's searching for a queen who treats him and others with respect. Having witnessed firsthand how deep connections are built on trust and vulnerability, Ollie says his strategy heading into Perfect Match is to be brave, daring, and as authentic as possible. Now, here's the thing. We already know who he's going to end up with, but the streets are saying Ollie was a little bit of a player on the Perfect Match. I don't know if we're going to get to see that side now that, of course, these two are prancing like the, Perfect Match success story. Maybe people went back to the drawing board and said, hold on, we got to edit him a little bit differently. But yeah, the streets are saying that Ollie wasn't doing too great on the Perfect Match as far as AD was concerned. So I'm very intrigued to see how that pans out. Also, on what's that podcast called? Reality Receipts, Storytime with Ricky and Reality Ashley. They were talking about going to the Netflix party that they had recently. I don't remember what they were launching at that party. But anyways, they said the tea was that allegedly, AD was told to unfollow, block, whatever, stop contacting Marshall in any way as per request from Ollie. I don't know how far true that is, but there was a time ago when people were, spreading rumors that Marshall and AD had a little something going on. I don't know how far true that is, but if that is true, and if what they said about Ollie is true, it's giving messy. Very messy. I didn't think that Marshall and AD would ever be at odds. They seem to be so chummy. I didn't think that it was like romantic in any way, but I definitely could see that, wow, they really get along. Maybe they got along too well. We'll see. Next, we have Ray. I think Ray being on, well, actually, let me see the girls. I was going to say, I think Ray being on here is like mismatch casting because he's so young. Like, I don't know what girl is going to be down, but we'll see. Ray is from Love Island. Well, actually, is Ray, because Louis is there, Ray is there. They might all be the same age, honestly. My bad, Ray. I take it back. Maybe my head is stuck in Love Island season 1 because that's how I picture Ray. So yeah, he's from Love Island season 1 and also from Love Island Games season 1. Ray or Rizzy Ray, if you prefer. I don't. I prefer Ray. I do. Is ready to shake up the romantic retreat with some dating chaos. Boy, who you telling? He has total faith in his ability to land a catch and even claims to have the most game of any contestant this season. Ray, be so for real. Ray. Okay, sure. What sets him apart? He's a sweetie who can also make women weak in the knees. What's happening? Ray? Oh, I just got a glimpse of Scott. Yeah, I can't say too much about Ray's age if Scott's gonna be there too. According to Ray, if he were a cocktail, he'd be an espresso martino. Oh my gosh. Can't even read anymore. This man done discombobulated me. He'd be an espresso martini made with tequila because he's classy but nasty. I hate this. Oh my gosh. Line up to place your bio. Mind you, there are people like JR on the list, and you managed to make JR not look as corny? I'm sorry, guys. I have to collect myself. That was crazy. Wow. Right. Never do that again. Ooh, ladies, place your orders. That's wild. Okay. Next is Scott. Scott, that man loves the camera, I tell you, because Scott has been in Love Island UK season 10, Love Island season 5. That threw me off because it didn't say US. I'm used to Love Island UK just being Love Island, and then Love Island USA being Love Island USA. So yeah, Love Island UK season 10, Love Island USA season 5, Love Island Game season 1, and now he's gonna be on Perfect Match season 3. Describing himself as a fiery pot stirrer. Oh, we know that to be true. If y'all watched UK, we remember Scott and Mitch going at it at, I think it was the Grafties. Oh yeah, Scott is a pot stirrer, that's for sure. Scott plans to make a fair share of trouble for his fellow singles in Perfect Match. I don't doubt it. His strategy, to stay as long as possible in the competition. You see what I'm saying? Like, these people are just gonna nurture a relationship because they just want to stay on the show. It's not because there's a genuine connection forming. Oh my days. Anyways, as a former professional football player, which is soccer, Scott knows a thing or two about gameplay. But given that his weirdest turn on in romantic relationships is toxicity, oh, Scott, things could get messy in the villa quickly. Is that why him and Catherine didn't work out? I wanted Scott and Catherine to be together so bad, but for the most part, it seemed like Catherine is quite unproblematic. If this man likes toxicity, I don't think it ever would have worked out. Hopefully, Scott will meet his perfect chaotic counterpart. If not, he won't hesitate to deliver his most savage breakup line to whoever he's courting. It's not that deep. Ouch. Yeah, to tell somebody it's not that deep, oof, I don't know what I would do. Now we have Alex. Alex is from Temptation Island season 1. If I recall correctly, Alex is one of the girls who was a part of this alleged threesome, because we're still kind of unclear on whether or not it happened, with Breon. That's Alex, to jog your memory. Alex is always up for a good time. For proof, look no further than the fun she had on Temptation. Boy, did you have some fun, I tell you. But to last in this competition, she'll have to prioritize pairing up with only one special someone. Given her prior experience as a temptress, Alex likely won't be afraid to step on some toes to lock down her match. Anyone looking to connect with Alex will need to appreciate her intelligence in addition to her confident and flirty personality. And for Alex, healthy communication is key. Her perfect match must be a good listener who also isn't afraid to talk a little trash. Next, we have AD. The girl is stunning. Oh my goodness. Although I don't like her dating choices. I do not like the way that she dates. You cannot say the girl ain't fine. Yeah, man. Amber, AD, is from Love is Blind at season 6. AD's eyes are open and on the prize after her not so happy Love is Blind ending. Baby, I mean, she must have got the biggest prize. You leave the show, if they won, that's a prize. She's now engaged and she got a baby. I mean, that's what you go on these shows to do. You find your love and you're out the game. You might have won, for real. But her perfect match just might be waiting in the villa or across the pond. Oh, we see what y'all did there. Y'all teasing it already. Coming into the competition, she has 2 simple goals: be cute and win. Nothing turns on AD more than big hands, though dirty nails give her the ick. They should give everybody the ick. Everybody. Okay? Men, please take note. But after dating and getting engaged sight unseen in the pods, AD can overlook superficial flaws for the right person. Especially if they are open to date nights that involve couples manicures. Next, we have Hannah. I didn't watch The Mole season 2, only season 1, so I don't know who she is. But these crochet dresses are eating. This is really cute. Really, really cute. According to Hannah, she's not like other girls. she's worse. Okay, thank God she said that, because I was like, when somebody says that, it's probably because they're typically worse. She claims it. This stealthy strategist says men often think she's flirting with them when she's just hot and talking. And she's not afraid to use that inherent magnetism to her advantage, just as she did on The Mole. In that game of deception, she single-handedly earned tens of thousands of dollars for the prize pot, came in third place, and even started up a romance with a fellow player. So yeah, she's well prepared to compete in the perfect match. Interesting. Then we have Juliet. She is from Siesta Key, seasons 1 to 5. I never watched it. I don't know. For 5 seasons, Juliet gave viewers an intimate look at her life on Siesta Key. Now it's time to follow her from the Florida coast to the shores of Tulum for even more hookups and breakups with the perfect match title with the perfect match title on the line. Juliet says her exes would describe her as loud, harsh, and crazy. Girl, that's a scary combination. And she's looking for a man who can handle all of that and more. Not working on yourself? That's not the goal. Okay. Where am I? In fact, she finds it strangely attractive when a guy can put her in her place. Anyone on this beach up for the task? Girl, no. Ooh, my queen. Sorry, Juliet, we moving on. My queen, Justine. Girl, I love Justine. Damn, I'm so glad to see her on my screen. I'm kind of sad to see her on my screen again, because clearly going on these shows is not, working out for her, but hey, it is what it is. Justine is from Love Island Season 2, Love Island Games Season 1, The Challenge USA Season 1, The Challenge World Championship Season 1. If Perfect Match were a feast, then finding the one is the main course. Before riding into the sunset, though, Justine plans to sample the whole buffet. Girl, you should. Why not? Looking how you looking? I would too. She is looking forward to meeting boys from different worlds, but they better keep it cute, because sloppy kisses are her biggest ick. I thought she was going to say keep it cute because of the way that Caleb treated her. Y'all know the drama with Justine and Caleb. That man was two-timing her the whole time. I'm so glad the internet be exposing people sometimes, because some of these men be moving wild. Oof, some of these ladies too, but I'm just talking about the men right now. Okay. She is looking forward. Oh, I already read that. Above all else, Justine is poised and polished, and she's looking for a guy who will treat her like royalty. After all, she's the winner of both Love Island and Love Island Games. And she did really good on the challenge as well. Like, the girl is a force to be reckoned with for sure. Also, is everybody wearing crochet? And I only noticed when AD came on the scene. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's the AD effect, okay? Body banging. Lucy is from Too Hot to Handle Season 6. Unfamiliar with her. As the runner-up on Too Hot to Handle, Lucy is skilled at denying the advances of some seriously tempting gentlemen. One thing she can't resist, though, is a guy who can quote Harry Potter. Good thing she's headed to the Perfect Match Villa, where plenty of magic happens. But boys, be warned. If you're rude or have bad manners, Lucy might just cast a spell to make you disappear. I love that, Lucy. I already got a few names of people who you can make disappear immediately. Then we have Madison. Madison is from Love is Blind Season 8, arguably the most boring season of all the Love is Blind seasons. For Madison, size absolutely matters. Okay, she goes on to explain. I was like, girl, okay. She's looking for a guy with a small ego, a big brain, and an even bigger heart. Aw, cue the aw. After stirring the pot in the pods on Love is Blind Season 8, this Minnesotan is well aware that her personality might be divisive, just like her favorite drink, a dirty martini. If you love it, you love it. If you hate it, you hate it, she says. So the only real question is, will anyone in this dating game have the acquired taste it takes to be Madison's perfect match? Then we have Olivia. She is from Temptation Island. I don't remember this girl. Yeah, I don't remember her. But anyways, attention all emotionally immature men. This former temptress is not interested. Period. Olivia describes herself as hot, witty, and loyal, so of course, she doesn't have time for guys who don't know how to express their feelings or what they want. And should they not come correct, Olivia has a warning. She's spicy if provoked. Just as she did on Temptation Island, Olivia is sailing into the villa with confidence. She's ready to have fun and be herself. And if finding that special someone comes out of it, well, that's just perfect. I don't remember her. Corey Tyler is my girl. QT is a QT, okay? Corey Tyler was on The Circle season 6 and Battle Camp season 1. I should watch Battle Camp. There's so many people who I like on Battle Camp. Child, let me go watch that. After facing off against Netflix Reality Universe, that's what NRU stands for. I was like, why do they keep saying NRU? Netflix Reality Universe. Wow. Okay. After facing off against Netflix Reality Universe stars on Battle Camp, I see why they just put NRU because that was a mouthful. QT is coming into Perfect Match with a competitive edge and a built-in connection with fellow former camper Louie. Oh. Unfinished business? I don't know. But this game isn't just about strategy, as it will be the first time she'll be competing for love. That's true. When searching for a mate, QT will trade her deceptive ways, which also served her well on The Circle, and embrace the patient, loving side of her sparkling personality. Whether she meets her match or stays single, the ultimate goal for QT is living her best life. Then we have Rachel. Rachel is from The Bachelor, season 26, The Bachelorette, season 19, and Bachelor in Paradise, season 9. Isn't it crazy how all these franchises are now like intermingling? That was never the case before. Rachel is ready to expand her dating footprint and meet people from all over the world on Perfect Match. Little does she know, she'll also be reunited with one extremely familiar face from her not so distant past, her ex Clayton. Since their dramatic breakup on The Bachelor, this airline pilot's love life has yet to really take off. She did get engaged at the end of her run on The Bachelorette, but eventually called it off due to her partner's infidelity. Damn! Can Rachel catch a break? My lord. Rachel is entering this competition with no expectations. Girl, I wouldn't either. So the only way to go from here is up. Yeah. Goodness me. Oh, I thought this was Jessica. Jessica and Sandy look so familiar. I was like, wasn't Jess on season 2? The season I didn't watch, but I know she was on there. Wasn't she connecting with Harry or something like that? Sandy from The Ultimatum, season 3. After leaving The Ultimatum with multiple exes and a major heartbreak, oh my gosh, Sandy still hasn't given up on finding her life partner. That's why she's bringing her feisty and loyal self to the beaches of the Perfect Match for another shot at love. Everybody in this, oh, I'm feisty, I'm fiery. Y'all gonna burn up the damn villa. It's too much fire. It's too much. While she hopes to explore new romantic horizons, Sandy's former trial husband, JR, will also be in on the fun. Will the two rekindle their deep connection, or are some things better left in the past? Really, anything could happen because Sandy's only goal in the Perfect Match is to stay true to herself. Now, I did watch the what's 80s podcast called? What's the reality? Is that what it's called? The episode with Sandy and Marshall. And it sounded to me like there is no interest whatsoever to explore with JR. I don't know if that's because of their experience on The Perfect Match or because of their experience from the show that they did initially. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see, like, did he turn you off from Perfect Match? Or were you always just never going to go there after The Ultimatum was done? Oh, that's it. That is the cast of Perfect Match season 3. Guys, I will be locked in. Again, I cannot promise that I'll be up to date on Friday with all 6 episodes. We will see. I'll try my best, but I'm intrigued. It seems like it's going to be a hectic, chaotic cast, and it also seems like that's what they want. Not even just the producers, but the cast themselves want chaos. I'm here for it. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe. Keep the conversation going in the comments, in our DMs, all over the place. We love you so, so, so much over here. I'll see you again next Tuesday. Bye-bye.